Hey guys, so today I am filming my updated brow routine. Finally, you guys have been requesting it and it has been way too long since I filmed one of these videos. But before we get into that, I want to talk about that I'm in a different location. Because of the spring forward time change, I am able to film at a different time in the day, later in the day, which is great so I don't have to wake up as early. And because it's warm outside again, I can film outside. So now I finally am outside again where it has the best lighting, which I'm so happy about. So hopefully the lighting looks good in this video. And now on to the brow routine. So today I'm going to demo my brow routine for you, but I also wanted to talk about my favorite maintenance tools and brushes. So that is where I'm going to start. I have three maintenance tools that I use. First off would be the trim eyebrow razors. These come in a pack of 3 from the drugstore, and this is something I do probably once a week or so, and I only use this to get rid of peach fuzz, not actual hairs. So I will take this down the middle of my brows and along the top to get rid of any peach fuzz that can start to show up, and also foundation kind of tends to stick to that, so I just try to get rid of that. And these are really gentle. You don't have to worry about cutting your face or anything with these, so I really like those, and like I said, use that probably once a week. The next tool I use would be these Revlon scissor handle tweezers, which are my absolute favorite. I prefer these to regular tweezers because they're so much easier to hold, and they have this slant tip to them, which I really like because it is really easy to get in there and get even the tiniest hairs that look like pieces of pepper and, you know, yank them out. So I love these. I use tweezers on my brows every single day. Whenever a hair starts to grow in, I will tweeze it because that will help me keep my brows in shape for longer. So these are absolutely my favorite tweezers ever. I'll try to link everything down below for you guys. And then my final maintenance tool would be this Revlon brow set that comes with brow scissors and a spoolie. So I trim my brows probably every 2 weeks or so. And I've already done that, so I'm not going to actually do it in the video today, but I'm going to tell you how I do it. So first I take the spoolie and go from tail to the inner part of my brow, and I brush my hairs straight up. So then any brow hairs that are longer than all the others, I will take my Revlon scissors and then I will just follow my brow. And you want to be careful to only cut a little bit at a time because you can definitely cut too much. I've done it several times, so do a little bit at a time and then comb the brow hairs back down. See how they lay. If they're still not to your liking, then do it again, but definitely make sure to do a little bit at a time because you can absolutely overdo it, and that is something that I do about every 2 weeks. So now moving on to my favorite brushes. I have 4. First off would be a spoolie. This is a total necessity. Mine is from Sonia Kashuk. I just like it because it has this long handle. This was only like $2 or so, and this is my first step when it comes to my brows, is just combing them in place and getting them ready for product. So this is my favorite spoolie. I think it works really well. Then my second brush is this Flirt Cosmetics brow comb, and this came in a set, but Real Techniques also sells a brow and lash comb that would work just as well. As you will see in my demo, I apply a wax to my brows, and I will take this after I apply the wax to help comb it through, make sure it's even. This is something that I might also use if my clear brow gel will get a little bit too clumpy. This is a great product to use for that. And then when it comes to actually filling in my brows, I have 2 different brushes that I love both of them, but I wanted to share them both. The first one I have is the Sigma E75 angled brow brush. This is the one that I've been using for the longest. It does a great job of filling in the brows. I use that with powder. And then I also have the Anastasia No. 7 dual-ended pencil, which has an angled brush as well as a spoolie, and this works great as well. If you want that 2-in-1, I definitely recommend this brush. I think it's very handy to, you know, comb out your brow, then flip it around and fill it in. So I love all of those brushes. I use them all and would recommend them all to you. So guys, those are all my favorite maintenance tools and brushes, and now I'm going to zoom you in for the brow routine. So I'm only going to do one brow at a time so you can see the difference between a completed brow and a naked brow. So first I'm starting with my Sonia Kashuk spoolie brush, and I'm just going to comb my brow hairs in the direction that I want them to be laying. Next, I'm going in with my NYX Eyebrow Shaper wax pencil, which I will just apply lightly. You don't want to apply too much of this because it can get thick. And the reason that I use this is to help hold down my brows because they are quite thick, and also because it gives a nice base for my pencil and shadow to stick to, become more opaque, and not be patchy. So then after I apply that brow wax, I will take this Flirt brow comb and make sure to just comb it through so there aren't any lumps or clumps. Now moving on to my brow pencils, I have the Maybelline Define a Brow in Dark Blonde and the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Ash Blonde Taupe. I absolutely love both of these just equally as much, but today in the video I'm going to show you how I use the Maybelline. So I apply these exactly the same, but I'm just going to choose to use the Maybelline in this demo, and this has a really nice fine point to it, and I'm going to start at the bottom of my brow and using light strokes, just underlining it and connecting it to the tail. Then I'm starting at the top of the arch and connecting that to the tail. Then I'm going on the top of my brow and using small strokes to work my way towards the center. So that is the first mapping out of my brow. So my brows are totally different. This one is higher and this one is lower. So it takes me some practice to really even out my brows, make sure they look even. I really have to do them both and then add here, wipe away here, wipe away here. But I do not have a front to this brow, so I have to draw it on. Both of these pencils work really great at drawing onto my skin as well as to brow hair, which is really what I need. They have that perfect amount between wax and pigment. So I'm going to go straight out just a little bit on the top and on the bottom, and then I'm going to line it up with my nose, and as you can see that lines up perfectly right there, so that's where I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to lightly fill it in. So I'm not somebody that likes that ombre brow, especially because I don't have a front to it. It makes my brows look really strange, so I just like them straight, bold, and dramatic. So I'm going to thicken that up a little bit here. And then I'm going to fill in the center of my brow lightly with pencil. So that is my brow all mapped out with pencil. Next, I'm going to go in with powder. This is my MAC eyeshadow in Omega and my Anastasia No. 7 brow brush. And I am going to just go over top of the pencil to help make it stay in place. And it also will soften the edges. So I'm going to start in the tail and fill that in. Then I'm going to take some more product and I'm going to underline my brow, working from outer to inner. I'm only picking up a little bit at a time. I know it looks like I'm getting a lot, but I'm only picking up a little bit on my brush. And now I'm going to set the inner part because I need that pencil to stay in place all day or I won't have a front to my brow. So lightly going to set that area. Then I'm taking a little bit more and I'm going to set the line on the top of the brow. Then I'm taking a little bit more. I promise I'm only picking up a little bit at a time. And then I'm going to run this through the entire middle of my brow. So now my brow is totally filled in, so I'm going to apply the finishing touches. For a highlight, I'm using the Milani Brow and Eye Highlight in the shade No. 2 Matte Cream Luminous Lift. I'm using the matte side, and this has more of a pink tone. Milani also sells one that has more of a yellow tone to it. So I'm going to apply this just right under the brow. And then I'm going to blend it out with my finger. This blends super easily. And the reason that I love using a brow highlight is because it gives my brow a more lifted and perfected appearance. And then I'm going to use a clear brow gel to set my brows in place. I'm going to be using the Milani Clear Shaping Brow Gel. This is my favorite from the drugstore, but my favorite high end would be the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And on March 30th, you can pick it up for 50% off at Ulta during their Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. So you can pick it up for 11 bucks. I'm going to be getting 1 or 2 of them because I love it so much, but I'm going to be using the Milani today, and this is what the brush looks like. It's a really, really great size for the brows. So I'm going to take this and run it lightly through my brows to help keep them in place but not making them too crunchy looking. So So guys, now my brows are done, and as you can see, they don't look exactly the same. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but your brows are sisters, not twins. They are not going to look exactly the same, and that's okay. It's really frustrating for me because I want them to be exactly the same, and I do the best I can, but this is what we're working with, and I actually quite like it. So I know that this full dramatic squared off brow is not for everyone, but I really enjoy it, and when I'm wearing eye makeup, it looks a lot better. So guys, I really hope that this video helped you. Recently, I filmed a Holy Grail eye products video, which I'll link down below, and I talked about all of these brow products and exactly why they're so perfect for me, but mostly I love these pencils and powder because these are the perfect color for my ashy blonde hair and the perfect consistency for my brows. My brows are thick. I have a lot of hair, but I do have that sparse area in the front, and these pencils, like I said, are the perfect mixture of wax and pigment, and I love using my MAC eyeshadow as a powder because since it's a shadow, it is a lot more pigmented than some traditional brow powders, and it has the perfect cool undertone for my cool blonde brows, so I absolutely love that. All those products work together to give me my perfect brow. I do have the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade and the NYX Eyebrow Gel. I have first impression demos on them, which I'll have linked down below, and I do like them, but they're not my favorite go-to routine. They take a little bit more time, and I have to be more precise with them than I do with these products. So if you want to see how I use them, check those videos, but this is my favorite method. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you. Please leave a comment down below of your favorite brow products. These are my favorites, but I'm always on the lookout to try new things. I know NYX recently came out with a ton of brow products that I definitely want to try. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.